Good morning, Suzanne.
Hello,
How are you? Are you good?
I'm fine, أستاذ أنت.
Good, fine. How was your vacation?
It was good.
Okay.
ومرقت بسرعة.
It is 5 days or 6 days.
How was yours?
Good. Staying at home. Good morning, Marianne and Marianne.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. أنت كيفك؟
Good. Did you go to Dubai? Yeah.
No.
Are you accepted at the university ولا هيكزيان ولا still you don't know?
I'm gonna do the exam.
English only.
Yes, TOEFL. بس
Online
هن عندهم لا بدي أروح.
What they have? شو عندهم؟
هيكزيان يعني. Not the international one.
I know. يلا good work, good luck.
Merci.
بتاخدي منحة ولا ما في منحة تحت؟
لا باخد financial aid.
How much? 100% or?
No, maximum 50%.
According to your grades ولا according to the واسطة؟
According to my financial ability.
ما في واسطة يعني.
No.
Vana, how are you?
Good.
Good. George? Long time ago George. لك زمان ما
ايه والله اشتقنا لك.
نحن كمان. Talin and Ruby, what is the problem with Talin?
Ruby is coming.
She went. وتالين no internet.
روبي عم بيعمل connecting.
عملت connecting بس رجعت. she entered بس she left رجعت. الإنترنت يمكن عندها ضعيف. Yeah, we'll wait for 1 minute. Last time did we started with exercise 1, yes?
Yes.
We solved parts 1 and 2 or we solved all of it? Yes, Suzanne, which part did we reach last time?
عملنا part A.
Part A. Okay. Now part B. This club has 50 members. This club has 50 members. This club has 50 members. The manager of this club decides to select randomly and simultaneously a group of 3 members. We need to choose a group of 3 members simultaneously. What we are going to use whenever you are told simultaneously? Whenever you whenever there is
Combination.
combination, we have to use combination. So we have to choose 3 members simultaneously. Calculate the number of girls and the number of boys in this club. How to know the number of girls and the number of boys? How to know the number of girls? Girls number, how much? Equal.
It's given 40% are girls, so بنجيب 40% of 50 members.
كيف بنجيب ال 40% of 50 members? So 50 members times 40% times 40%, يعني 40 over 100. We get 20. How much will be the number of boys? The boys number?
30.
Boys number is 30. 50 minus 20, or I can put 50 times 60%. We get 30. This is part 1. Part 2. Any questions about part 1?
No.
Now part 2. Verify that the probability of selecting of a group consists of 2 girls and 1 boy is this one. How to calculate probability of 2 girls and 1 boy? Probability of 2 girls and 1 boy. Equal, how to calculate it? I have to use combinations. What I have to put here? I have to choose 3 from how much?
50.
50. I need 2 boys, 2 girls, 2 from how much? And which is times 1 boy from how much?
20.
2 girls from 20.
Girl from 20, boy from 30.
From 30. You get 57 over 196. Part 3. Calculate the probability of selecting a group that consists of at least 1 girl and at least 1 boy. Keep at least 1 girl and at least 1 boy in this group. What's meant by at least 1 boy and 1 girl? At least 1B, 1G. Yeah, it is easy. Who can describe the situation? كيف بيكون at least one boy and one girl?
يعني أكتر من one boy
يعني كيف
أكتر من
بيكون
one girl.
يعني كيف بيكون الجروب؟ What is the form of this group?
One minus probability.
No.
Girl.
I have 3 students. I have at least one boy and one girl. What's the form of this group?
One boy, one girl. Either boy or girl.
يعني how is the form of the group?
One boy, two girls,
Yes.
أو one girl, two boys.
Okay, that's it. So we write here. Probability at least one boy, one girl equal probability two girls, one boy, or one girl with two boys. Probability of two girls, one boy, or one girl and two boys. Now, two girls and one boy, it is calculated here. We put 57 over 196. One girl and two boys. One girl, I need one girl, 1 from 20, and times two boys, 2 from 30, over total 3 from 50. We get 36 over 49. Any questions about part 3?
No.
Can we start with exercise 2? Any questions about part 1, exercise 1?
No.
So exercise 2. Exercise 2. A cafeteria sells dessert and coffee only. A cafeteria sells dessert and coffee only. Okay. هيدا line. A customer can buy one dessert, one cup of coffee, both or none. A customer can buy one dessert, one cup of coffee, both or none. كمان هيدا line, we don't go back to it. In this cafeteria, 70% of the customers buy dessert. So 70% of the customers buy dessert. Whenever you see percentages, we have to make a tree. How to start with this tree? How many branches we have to put? 70% of the customers buy dessert, among which 40% buy coffee. Among the customers who don't buy a dessert, 35% do not buy coffee. So what we are going to use on this tree? How many branches first? The question starts with what? 70% what? So I can put like that. The customers are divided into two groups. Either they buy a dessert, D, or they didn't buy a dessert, D bar. What is the probability of D, George? What is the probability of D? What's the percentage here?
40.
No,
0.7.
70%.
7.
70%. In 70 over 100 or 70 over 100. Or 0.7. What is the percentage of the customers who didn't buy a dessert? How much will remain here?
0.3.
0.3.
0.3.
Now, among these, 75% of the customers who buy dessert, among which 40% buy coffee. How dessert في two groups. Either they buy coffee or they didn't buy coffee. Coffee given dessert or not coffee given dessert. How much is the percentage of customers who bought coffee?
0.4.
0.4.
40% يعني 0.4.
How much percentage remains here?
0.6.
0.6. Also, of the customers who didn't buy a dessert, coffee or not coffee, given D bar, given D bar. How much here is dash percentages here? 35% in 0.35. Here, how much that they didn't buy coffee?
Did not buy coffee is 0.35.
Good.
لازم يكون تحت.
طيب هنغلق نصلح هيدا. Here
0.65.
هذا 0.65 وهذا 0.35. هلا هيدا اللاين here. If we move on this branch, whenever you are asked to calculate C intersection D, I use this branch. If I need to calculate C bar intersection D, or C intersection D bar, or C bar intersection D, I use this. Here I use D bar intersection C. وهير D bar intersection C bar. هيدا البرانش. Okay. Any questions about the given? About the three?
أستاذ C
Yes.
intersection D or D intersection C نفس الشيء.
Yes, the same مثل plus. The intersection here like plus. 3 plus 5 is the
Okay.
same as 5 plus 3. Doesn't matter. Part 1. Calculate 1 part A. How to calculate probability the C intersection D. Equal how much? If you look at the tree, what is the probability of C intersection D?
0.4.
0.4.
C intersection D, not 0.4. I see given D is 0.4. C intersection D, which branch we have to move?
0.7 and 0.4.
Yes. C intersection D, this one. هيدا C هيدا البرانش is C intersection D. هيدا البرانش is C bar intersection D. Okay? So intersection, we have to move on two branches. So what? So C intersection D equal how much? So
0.7 times 0.4.
So first you write it as the rule. You put the rule, probability of C intersection D equals probability that D times probability of C given D. According to the tree, header intersection, I have to move on this branch, C and D. It is equal probability that D times probability of C given D equals 0.7 times 0.4 equals 0.28. Now, in the same part, what is probability of C intersection D bar? How to calculate probability of C intersection D bar? Which branch equal, look at the tree, equal how much? But the CUD bar, where is C and D bar? On which branch?
تالت وحدة.
How to write it as a rule? Equal probability of what?
D bar.
Times.
Probability C knowing that D bar.
Okay, so we write it here. Probability of C intersection D bar, but the C and D bar, this is C and D bar. Equal probability that D bar times probability of C given D bar equal 0.3 times 0.65. We get 0.195. Part B. Deduce probability of C. How to calculate probability of C? How to deduce that probability of C is 0.475. Yani the customers buys coffee. Which group the customers buys coffee? How many groups a customer buy coffee? قلنا deduce.
C intersection D.
Yes. You use the rule of total. Yes.
Probability C intersection bar D.
بتساوي, what did you say?
Probability C intersection D plus probability C intersection D bar.
So probability that C equal probability that C intersection D plus probability that C intersection D bar. This is the rule of total probability equal 0.28 plus 0.195. You get 0.475. Part 2. A customer does not buy a coffee. Does not buy a coffee يعني C bar. Calculate the probability this customer does not buy a dessert. D bar. So you need to calculate probability of what?
T bar and T bar.
في point هون. Whenever we have a point, we have conditional probability.
D bar given by C bar.
What is given? What do I
يعني
have?
تحت بنحط C bar.
تحت بنحط C bar, yes. وفوق D.
وفوق D bar.
What comes after probability بيكون above the slash. What the second below the slash. We have a rule. What's the rule for D bar and given C bar? So we have the rule. that says-
Probability C bar.
So probability of C bar intersection D bar over probability of C bar. So probability of D bar given C bar equal probability of C bar intersection D bar over probability of C bar. This is a rule. هلا C bar intersection D bar, C bar intersection D bar. I have to calculate C bar and D bar. This line. So C bar intersection D bar equal probability let D bar times probability of C bar given D bar. Probability less C bar is 1 minus probability less C. Probability of C bar, he opposite, he 1 minus probability less C. We get 0.3, numbers are 0.3 times 0.35 over 1 minus probability less C, it is calculated here, 0.475. 1 minus 0.475, we get 1 over 5. Third part. In this cafeteria, the price of a dessert is 7,000 Lebanese lira. And the price of a cup of coffee is 3,000. So dessert is 7,000 and the cup of coffee 3,000. Denote by X, a random variable is equal to the sum paid by the customer, the amount that the customer paid. So dessert 7,000, the coffee 3,000. I will go back to the tree. In the first branch, what did the customer buy in the first branch here? What did the customer buy? First branch.
Coffee and dessert.
That's how much he shall pay. Total X equal 7,000. 10,000. Total X equal 10,000. Second branch, he buys a dessert, but didn't buy a coffee. How much will be the value? The price, how much it will be X? 7,000. Third branch, he didn't buy a dessert, but he buys a coffee. How much will pay for a cup of coffee?
3,000.
3,000. So we have 4 values of X. Here he didn't buy anything. How much will X? How much he will pay? He didn't buy
Zero.
it. 0. So عرفت كيف حطيت هدول 10,000 7,000 3,000 and
Yes.
0. Now calculate probability that X equal to 0. How to find probability that X equal to 0? Which path you have to follow for X equal to 0?
When he buys nothing.
يعني what will be how to calculate this probability? He didn't buy nothing.
Probability
C bar
and
intersect C
probability.
bar.
C bar. So here from this tree here, X equals 0. This is X equal to 0 here. Probability of X equal to 0 equal probability of D bar. I have D bar times probability of C bar given D bar equal 0.3 times 0.35. We get 0.105. The last part, B, هذا part C not required for this year. Okay, determine the probability distribution of X. How many values of X did we get here? We get 4 values.
3.
We get 4 values. The probability distribution, I need to calculate the probability for all values of X. أنا لقيت probability that X equal to 0. Still, I need to find probability that X equal 3,000, 7,000, and 10,000. This is what meant by probability distribution. Probability distribution, you need to calculate the probability for each value of X. Since we have 4 values of X, I have to calculate 4 probabilities. But one of these probabilities is calculated, so still I need to determine 3 probabilities. I need to determine 3 probabilities. So I need to determine probability that X equal 10,000. Probability that X equal 10,000. This is 10,000. It is equal probability of C intersection D. It is calculated 0.28. يعني 10,000 means the customer buys a dessert and a cup of coffee. Probability X equals 7,000 means the customer buys dessert but not cup of coffee. The probability of D times probability of C bar given D. 0.7 times 0.6, we get 0.42. Probability that X equals 3,000. He buys only a cup of coffee. He see intersection D bar. It is calculated here. We get 0.195. Part C not required. Okay, this is all for today. Please for tomorrow prepare problem 3. Any questions before leaving? Please, any questions before leaving, ladies? George? Okay, have a good day. See you tomorrow.